Casey Joyner.
All right, it's getting down to the final couple weeks in fantasy football.
Yes, sir.
I'm officially out.
Oh,
That wasn't fun.
that's too bad.
I'm happy, though, that I'm out now because it's a 2-quarterback league. I had Lamar Jackson, obviously. He's been out. And then my backup, my third guy, was Tannehill, and now they're saying he's out for the season. So I would have been just frustrated and beat this week anyway.
It is fun having that bye in the first round of the fantasy playoffs and just
It
sitting
is.
back and watching everybody else stress. I took Casey Joyner's advice last week. I was active on the waiver wire, did the work I needed to do to make sure my team was in its best form, but just not having the stress of watching every play and, oh my God, that's going to be bad. It's
fun.
You just sit back and football is fun again.
I have been there before. All right, let's get to Casey Joyner from footballscientist.com. His website also works for The Athletic. He'll be running the Thursday Night Football blog tonight. And, of course, Casey, like all of our guests on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline, Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Casey, let's start with our YouTube chat. Joseph, YouTube, PPR League, pick 2 out of the 3. Deion Jackson, Jeff Wilson, Cam Akers.
I'm probably, God bless, it's going to matter on Wilson's injury report. If Wilson was fully healthy, if he puts in a full practice tomorrow, I'd put him in, and it was G. Who's the third one? Jackson, Wilson, and
It is Jackson, Wilson, and Cam Akers.
I'd go Akers as the other one because I think Jackson's going to be the backup back. If Wilson is a full practice tomorrow, it looks like he's going to be a full go. I'd get him in, but he may be a guy who missed the game. So that's going to be your question mark.
Texter here is asking Tyler Boyd, Isaiah McKenzie, George Pickens, and Chris Moore. Pick 2 of those 4.
I am probably going to go with Boyd, and I'm going to go with Moore. I actually think because the Titans secondary is just abysmal right now, and I actually think Houston's going to pull off the upside. I don't think they're just going to cover the spread. I think they're literally going to go into Tennessee and win that game, and I think their passing game is going to be a big part of it because the Titans secondary might be the worst in the league right now.
Casey Joyner is with us. If you have fantasy questions, it's 916-339-1140 on the text line. You can call us at 1-800-920-1140. YouTube.com, Sactown Sports 1140 as well. And I remind all of you listening that in 10 minutes, we'll be joined by Kings assistant coach Doug Christie. KC, another text, Zay Jones or Jerry Jeudy?
I'm going to go with Zay Jones in that one. I like his upside. He had that one bad game where he had the 3 drops, but then again, he was a little banged up in that game. But otherwise, 3 of the past 4 games, fantastic. So I'm going to take him.
Is Jerick McKinnon pretty much a must start at this point, or would you consider, a Najee Harris?
Jaw-dropping statistic. In the last 5 games, Seattle has allowed 1,008 rushing yards.
Wait, say that again?
In the last 5 games, Seattle has allowed 1,008 rushing yards.
That's
My
what
goodness.
I thought he said.
Not a mathematician. That's a lot.
That's gargantuan. They've been just atrocious. I mean, I want Pacheco in every league. I want McKinnon in every league. I mean, it's just, I think Andy Reid's going to have a lot of fun putting a run play call together this week, versus usually he gets creative about the passing.
Casey Joyner with us, footballscientist.com, The Athletic as well. Back to the text line, 2 running back spots, Casey, and a flex. Pick 3 of these. Etienne, Swift, Montgomery, or Knight.
Just set this person's lineup for him, Casey.
I like Swift a lot because that Carolina defense has been doing very well. I like, Knight's going to play. I like the matchup there. I'd probably go with him and be the other one because Bama's been doing quite well. I like the Jets to bounce back tonight.
Oh, a defensive question. Jacksonville, Tennessee, or Cleveland?
Yeah, digging into the weeds.
Jacksonville, Tennessee, or Cleveland. Tennessee, as bad as they've been in coverage-wise, they're still ranked 9th in my start-sit charts for defense special teams. But I've got Cleveland 6, Jacksonville 7, and Tennessee 9. I'm probably going to go Cleveland in that one just because they've scored 31 points and 13 points in 2 of the last 3 games. I like their upside, and I love playing for upside this time of year.
Casey Joyner with us here again, 916-339-1140 is the text line. The phone number is 1-800-920-1140. You can get us on YouTube, youtube.com, Sactown Sports 1140. Casey, a question here for the playoff time. Weather in Buffalo for me last week played with my head. And I decided to sit Jalen Waddle because I was worried about the weather. It was supposed to be a blizzard. How much should a forecast sway you?
I take the Bill Belichick approach to that. Bill Belichick, he often poo-poos weather reports and says, hey, look, because he's had so many games where weather is supposed to have impacted the game and not. I might also take the approach of the NFL Today used to take back in the day. There's the funny story of Brent Musburger always coming up there and saying, you are looking live 30 minutes before the game so you could see what the weather was. So gamblers could know what the weather was at a particular place. So
Yes.
make that call at the very last minute to see how things are going. Because for the Buffalo game, it looked like there's a blizzard. And then, about an hour before the game, Buffalo, their social media posted out, hey, look, a perfectly clean field. And that's when you say, okay, maybe I got to put Waddle in.
One of these three wide receivers for Rami from Midtown trying to get to the championship. Terry McLaurin, Michael Gallup, or Jacoby Myers. One of those three.
McLaurin, Gallup, or Myers. I think the Dallas game is going to be a very high-scoring contest. I've got a lot of faith in Gardner Minshew to make that Eagles offense go. So I think this is going to be one of those upside plays. And I like playing upside plays at this time of year, so I'm going to go Gallup.
Snoop Bob 007, 007. That's right. We're in the YouTube world, folks. Justin Fields or Kirk Cousins?
A good quandary to have at this time of year. I'm probably going to go. I mean, I like Cousins' matchup, and I like what he's done, and Minnesota gets into a lot of shootouts. I still like Fields because he's been running the ball quite well, and even if the weather is bad, I think Fields will still be rushing for plenty of yards. And if he gets the amount of rushing yards that you would expect him to get, he doesn't need that many passing yards to be able to be better than Cousins. I'll go Fields.
Aaron Rodgers or Trevor Lawrence?
Rodgers has been doing better of late, or his team has been doing better of late, and he's got better passing yards, but I like Trevor Lawrence even with the matchup because he scored 20 or more points in 4 of his past 5 games and 60 points over the past 2 weeks. Got to play that upside.
All right, we got a couple of text line questions for you. We'll do a couple rapid fire, then get you out of here. Deontay Johnson, Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Pick one.
I'd probably go Cooper playing for upside, but if you can afford to have a percentage play, go DPJ because he's one of the highest percentage plays of the year.
Jalen Hurts out, has to replace him. Pick one: Minshew, Foles, or Goff.
Oof.
Minshew. I think he's a QB1 this week on my chart too, because he's that good and they've got so much talent around him.
Casey, you're the best, man. Have a great holiday weekend, and we'll talk to you next week.
Hey, sounds good. You too, guys.
Thanks, bud. There goes Casey Joyner, footballscientist.com. The Athletic. You can also check out his Thursday Night Football blog tonight as he runs that for The Athletic. He was on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline